The phone vibrated on the kitchen counter, like a trapped insect, its hum cutting through the calm of a quiet Saturday morning. The screen lit up with a single message, short, sharp, and impossible to ignore. Can't wait for tonight. Same place as before. With a red dress I love. My hand froze halfway to the coffee mug. Upstairs, Sarah was still asleep, her steady breathing whispering through the baby monitor we'd never gotten around to putting away, even though ISA was for now. The text wasn't from anyone I recognized in her contacts. Just an initial, M. A cold weight settled in my gut. I told myself it could be anything. A friend, a co-worker, some inside joke. But that line about the red dress snagged in my throat like a splinter. Sarah had only worn that dress twice since our wedding 6 years ago, once to her cousin's ceremony, and once to her firm's holiday party, when she laughed as I tried, badly, to dance. She hadn't touched it since. I placed the phone back exactly where it had been, screen dark again, pretending I'd never seen it. Then I waited, listening for the creak of her footsteps upstairs. She came down wearing my old Penn State hoodie, hair pinned up with a pencil, humming absently. "Morning, babe," she said, kissing the air beside my cheek. "ISA's still out cold. I'm hitting the gym, then lunch with Maya. I'll be back by 3. Lunch with Maya. I repeated. The name stuck like rust on my tongue. Maya lived in Denver. "Yeah," Sarah said easily. "She's in town for a conference." She poured herself a coffee, steam curling around her face. "You okay? You look like you swallowed a lemon." I forced a smile that felt like lifting something heavy. "Just tired. Late night with the quarterly reports." She nodded, believed me, or pretended to, and left a few minutes later. The front door clicked shut, leaving a silence that thudded in my ears. The phone still sat there between us, quiet and dangerous. I didn't touch it until I heard her car drive off. Then I opened the thread. 37 messages. In 1 week. Miss your laugh. Remember the lake house? Tell him you're working late. Each one stung like a paper cut. The lake house. That was where Sarah and I had spent our honeymoon. I scrolled until the words blurred, until my thumb ached. The last message was a photo. Sarah, asleep on a hotel pillow, lips parted, the red dress puddled on the floor like spilled wine. Timestamp, 11:47 p.m. Thursday. That same night, I'd been home reading Goodnight Moon for the 3rd time because ISA couldn't fall asleep. I sat down hard on the cold tile floor, legs going numb, the room spinning around me. 6 years of marriage payments, shared grocery lists, inside jokes, and quiet mornings. None of it matched the woman on that screen. And then it clicked. Marcus. Of course. The ex she'd sworn was ancient history. The one who'd gotten her pregnant as a teen before she'd ended it. She'd told me the dinners were court-ordered co-parenting meetings. I believed her. Because I loved her. Because trust was all I had left after my own father had walked out when I was 9. A small voice drifted down the stairs. "Daddy." ISA mumbled, sleepy. I wiped my face, surprised to feel it wet, and went to her. She wanted pancakes shaped like dinosaurs. I made them, smiling where she could see me, while my mind replayed every Thursday night for the past 2 months. The late meetings, the new perfume, the phone that never left her hand. By noon, I'd memorized the hotel name from the background of the photo. The Meridian, 20 minutes away. I strapped ISA into her booster seat, and she sang along to a Disney playlist as I drove. The lobby smelled like lemon polish and something desperate. I asked the concierge if there was a lost and found for a red dress. His confused look said everything. I thanked him and left before I did something stupid. Sarah came home at 3:17. Her cheeks were flushed from the cold. "Maya says hi," she said lightly, tossing her gym bag down. "What's for dinner?" I'm thinking takeout. I'm beat. That night, after ISA fell asleep, I placed the phone on the kitchen island between us like a weapon. Her face drained of color. "Explain," I said, the word cracked coming out. Sarah stared at the phone, then at me. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me what is." I shot back. My voice was shaking now, but I didn't care. "Because it looks like you've been sleeping with your ex. In the same hotel where we celebrated our anniversary." She sank onto a stool hands trembling. I was going to tell you. After the holidays. I didn't know how. Tell me what exactly? She swallowed hard. That there is no kid. There never was. I just kept the story because Marcus makes me feel like who I was before everything got heavy. Before mortgages, preschool forms, and your mom asking when we're giving her another grandchild. Her voice cracked. I'm drowning, Ethan. You're steady and safe, and I love you, but sometimes I need to breathe. I laughed, sharp and hollow. So you breathe with him? In a hotel bed? It wasn't supposed to happen, she whispered. It started with coffee, then wine. I thought I could stop. I thought I'd choose you. Every time. But I didn't. The silence that followed felt alive. Thick, venomous. Outside, the sprinklers clicked on, marking time against the end of us. What now? I asked finally. My throat burned. I'll end it tonight, she said, voice trembling. I'll block him. Tell him it's over. I'll confess. We'll get therapy. Whatever you need. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But that red dress on the hotel floor was seared into my mind. I need space, I said quietly. Take ISA to your sister's. I'll pack her bag. Ethan, please. But she left at dawn, ISA half asleep in the back seat. I stood in the driveway, watching the taillights fade, then went back inside to the couch that still smelled like her coconut shampoo. The house felt too big, the air too hollow. 3 days later, I found divorce papers tucked in her drawer. She'd printed them weeks ago. I signed. On the counter, she left a note in her careful handwriting. I'm sorry doesn't begin to cover it. I'll be at Lisa's until you decide what you need. Tell ISA I love her. I didn't call. I didn't text. Instead, I took ISA to the park and pushed her on the swings until my arms ached and she laughed herself breathless. At night, I lay awake listening to the silence beside me. A month later, on what would have been our 7th anniversary, we met at the lawyer's office. Sarah looked thinner, eyes rimmed red but steady. I kept the red dress, she said softly as we signed. I'm donating it. Some stains don't wash out. I nodded, throat tight. Some things you can't wash clean either. We walked out into the cold December air. 2 strangers carrying what was left of a life. Daddy, ISA said, tugging at my hand, are we still a family? I knelt to meet her eyes, snowflakes catching in her lashes. We're your family, sweetheart. I said, that doesn't change. Behind us, the courthouse doors shut with a heavy thud. Ahead, the road stretched white and endless. I took my daughter's mittened hand and stepped forward, one quiet step at a time, into whatever came next.